Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Jamie, aka Rick here, bringing you another Starcraft Saturdays. This one, it will be a ZVZ. As you can see, we're both spawning in bottom positions, but we're close by air, which is pretty handy. It works out reasonably well for me in this game, I will say. First of all, I'd like to say, at the start, I go with a 7 Roach Rush again, so it seems to be working out so well for me at the moment. I've got a couple more games where I've used it to open with, and I've actually gone down the tech tree a little bit more, which is quite strange for me, because to start with I wasn't really doing that. I was always staying with, tier 1. I was either winning with the roaches, or I was kind of, owning them with zerglings after the roaches dealt their initial damage, which both seem to be really good in my league, because it's not like you don't have to scout as much, you don't have to work out what they're doing exactly and counter it. You're literally trying to get the bigger army as fast as possible and roll over them. Obviously it's nice if you can get the scout off and you can actually counter them, but for the most part it's not needed. Is my build better than yours, that kind of thing. It's not, you go into the game, you scout what they're doing, change what you're doing, really. I don't think at the moment, because to be honest I haven't done much of that, and I've won quite a few games. I've literally just massed units and crushed. So for the most part, Bronze League is not the best for a strategy game to be in, because you don't really have to use that much strategy. You've just literally got to be better at building than they are, and then you pretty much win, which turns out I am. So it turns out pretty well, and at this point we both obviously find out that we're in close positions. Both our overlords are pretty much exactly the same, point. So we sent them at about the same time. I was a little bit late sending mine, so he obviously was as well. So not too worried about that for the most part. As you see, we've both got our gases up. My pool's done. His pool isn't quite done. I'm not sure really when I put mine down. I kind of just panicked a bit. Thought, should I have it down by now, and just put it down. So. And this was quite cool. I saw obviously the Overlord sitting here, and I tried to put my Roach Warren, somewhere where he wouldn't see it, but it turns out he obviously either noticed me go over there with a drone, or just decided to scout out. And I think he sees it. I'm not sure. Just go into his camera for a minute. He hasn't seen it. Oh no, that's his view. Does he see it? Yeah, he does see it. So that's a bit of a shame that he actually saw that, but can't be helped. It would have been nice, obviously, to have the surprise of me rushing in there with a load of roaches and him not knowing that they were coming, but you can't always have that. This build that I do right now is okay-ish. Again, I haven't got the lava this time. Last time it was the gas to do it, but this time it's the lava, so I didn't have the lava in time. They pop off after I've got like 3 out, I think, or something like that, so that's not too bad. So they all pop off there, and then I almost straight away build them all. So, it's pretty good. It's better than it was. Better than the last game against the Protoss that I saw. And he's massing some zerglings. Well, I say massing, he's got 2 lots out. And then he's going back to drones. He's getting the speed upgrade, which is obviously handy. And he's upgrading to lair, whereas I'm, kind of massing roaches as normal. 7 roaches. The last one's about to pop out, or the last 2 about to pop out in a minute, which is pretty cool. He's supply blocked, as you can see. He's on 26 of 18, which is in a bad way. But as I'm going for this 7 Roach Rush, you get a lot more overlords than you actually need. See, right now I've got 41 out of 42, and that's only because I'm building more roaches as well. Normally, you'd have a load of supply cushion, which is pretty cool. It's nice to have that cushion. And right now he's got a few zerglings, not many. There's like 10 zerglings, and he's building a spine crawler and a load of overlords just to get him out of supply blocking. So as you can see right now, when I go in, I've got a huge advantage, and I do pretty well in this attack. So let's see how it turns out. See, I try and focus down. He doesn't bring all the zerglings at once, which really helped me. He kind of panicked, I think, or they were just on hold and he wasn't realising I was coming in, one or the other. And he brings out 14 more zerglings here, and I've got 7 roaches still, I do believe. Yeah, still 7 roaches, which is pretty cool. And I obviously go for this pool, but then he comes in with all his lings and his queen, so I start concentrating the lings down, building more roaches at home, and some zerglings, just in case. So you never know. If I'm looking like I can capitalise on this attack at the moment, because hasn't got that much. He's having to build loads of zerglings, which is obviously hurting his lava, because zerglings are really expensive on lava, so it's not too good. I almost get his pool down here. It's getting really low, but then he brings out a few more zerglings and they start killing off my roaches because they are really weak, so it's not too good. But then again, I've got another 5 roaches marching across the map and some more at my ramp, which just sit there, I think, for the most part. They don't really do much. I could bring them all at once and probably crush him now, but as you can see, he's got his spire up, and he's not building mutalisks for some reason right now. He's still building more lings. He's getting his second gas geyser up. I'm fine. I'm building a hatchery, my expansion. Should have come a lot earlier. Should have come about 4 minutes ago, really. Ideally, it should have come 4 minutes ago anyway. And I'm still building roaches, which I probably shouldn't be doing, because I've got him on the back foot. Now I'm in his base, killing loads of his stuff. I should be building loads and loads of drones, but as you see, I'm not. I'm still building roaches, because I'm kind of tunnel visioning. Take down his pool, which I think is awesome. I've crushed him. He should be able to just happily GG out the game right now. But then I move over here, and I see the spire, which is obviously bad news for me. That's not really what I wanted to see. So I started firing at it, and I've got 5 roaches here, and he's only got 2 mutalisks. So chances are that I should be able to get this down. I think I get it down anyway. As you see, I start building queens because I see the mutalisks. I put down an evo chamber so I can build some spore crawlers, possibly. I take down the spore, which is obviously spire, which is obviously good news for me. And I know I can't take these roaches out, the mutalisks out, and if I pull back, then I know that it's going to get messy, and I'm not going to get any kills. So I'd rather just sit here, tank some damage, and actually get a few kills, which I do. I take out all of his drones. So, and I've got another load of roaches here that were just sitting there, which is obviously not good. I go around here and take out this unburrowed spine crawler, which is obviously a really bad time to move it for him. It wasn't too good, but can't help it. It nearly got burrowed in time. And then he starts building a spawning pool again, and start taking it out. But he's got a couple of mutalisks, and I haven't really got anything that I can actually do to take it down. So I finally go for my lair, start droning up pretty hard and getting more queens out, because I see he's only got a couple of mutalisks, because he only got 2 out before I actually took down his spire. So he's not really causing much threat at the moment to me. And obviously I'll take down the spawning pool again, so he's delayed further. So he can't now literally do anything for ages. He's got, let's go to the units tab. He's got 5 drones. I've now got 25. He's got a couple of lings and that, but it's not really much to use against what I've got at home. I've got some lings, I've got some roaches, and I've got a load of queens. So it's not looking too good for him now. Starts going for an expansion up the top, which is probably a good idea, to be honest. As I sit back a little bit here and start building up my units and stuff, just because I'm a bit worried that I seem to be. I don't know why I was. I could have just built up more roaches probably and gone and killed him. Seems he's only got 2 mutalisks. That's going to take forever for them to kill anything. So starts building his spawning pool back up again and his spire back up again. Which it probably would have been better if he'd have built them up here, because I had no idea that this was up here at the start. As you can see now, I'm building my spire as well. I had no idea this was up here until right at the end of the game when I actually found it. So it probably would have been good if he had have maybe got this up and then started building everything up here maybe. Although if he had done that, then I probably would have realised that, wait, there's nothing here, what is he doing? But then another thing he could have done is left a spawning pool down here, droned up a little bit here, maybe got a few zerglings out, but then put the spire up here, up the top base. Put his spire right at the back here, where it'd take me ages to find the base and then to get to the spire. If he had done that, that would have been quite good, I reckon. It would have been a bit more advantageous, shall I say, than this. because I'm obviously going to come back here straight away. And he's got no defences really. He's got a load of lings, but they won't last too long against roaches. And obviously mutalisks, which I'm going to be building in a minute. So as you can see, I'm droned up pretty heavily here. It's actually too much. There's too many drones there. And I haven't got hardly any here. So it's probably a bad idea. I've over-droned here, which I didn't actually realise. I've over-droned by miles. It should be there. It should be 5 too many, I think. I think that's right. So I could easily send 5 back, but I don't. So as you can see now, because I've got the better economy than him, pretty much anything I do, I can do better than how he's going to do it. So I think, why not? I'll go Spire. I'll build loads of muters. He's got 2 muters there, and I've got they start to pop out now, which is super useful. So along with my queen and my mutalisk that just popped out, I easily defend his 2 mutalisk attack, which is pretty awesome. So I go for another expansion because I know I've just crushed his pretty much all his force that's going to kill me. And start massing up some mutalisks. How many have I got now? I've got 8 on the field and another 3 in production, so that's quite a lot. He hasn't got much chance of defending that because his economy is in tatters. As you can see, he's 390. I've got an absolute trust fund because I'm bad at this game, but that's not the problem. I build 5 overlords, and then that obviously frees up loads of supply for me to just go crazy with mutalisks and roaches or whatever. So that's pretty cool. I start 1Aing over to his base because I know he's got nothing over there. Well, he's got 2 queens, which could cause a little bit of threat, but with that amount of mutalisks, that's quite a lot. I lose 1. Do I lose 2? No, I only lose 1 in that whole engagement, so you can't really complain with that at all. And then I see these lings run off, which is obviously, I'm thinking, oh dear, he's come to counter-attack me. So I start building roaches. I build 8 roaches because I've got trust fund again, which saves the day really. I start building 11 roaches. So they come in, try and kill some drones, go for my queen. I think they get the queen, yeah they do. But then all the roaches pop out and just start owning them really. So I have to grab these all back because they're all rallied up there. So I have to grab them all, come back and defend pretty easily. I don't lose that much, so that's pretty cool. And obviously then I put them on hold position and I'm pretty much safe from a counter attack. I don't know why they're standing there, but yeah, I've got all these mutalisks just killing his base. And at this point I'm thinking, why is he not GGing? Why is he not leaving this game? It's obvious that he's not going to win it because I'm firmly on top at this point. I've got obviously the economy is far better, my economy. I've got all these roaches, which he doesn't really know about, I suppose, but wow, there's absolutely tons of roaches there. I could have just 1A'd around the map with all of them, but yeah, these mutalisks are still sitting here while these ones are going crazy on everything. We got any 5 kills on that one, 4 on that one, 9 on that one. It's pretty good. Got a 9 kill there. It's nice. But yeah, we've got all these mutalisks just obviously killing off all these buildings. He hasn't really got anything to write home about at the moment. Well, I don't think so anyway. All I can see is that spire and the what is it? Extractor. There we go. Get it in the end. So yeah, that's for me. That's all he's got. So start droning up this a little bit. Throwing some drones over there. Again, this is still way too heavy. I lost like 2 drones from that, but yeah. And this one is still not mined out because it's hardly had any drones on it. There's a drone there not doing anything, which is pretty awesome. I don't think I ever noticed that. I think that's sitting there for the whole game, so that's pretty bad. But don't worry about that. Let's see, my mutalisks have gone to town. They've killed everything. I'm killing off all the lava, just so we can't build anything. And then I start 1Aing up the map, and obviously we can see that eventually I'm going to run into this base. So what has he got up here? Let's see, he's got an evolution chamber and a roach warren. As far as I know, an evolution chamber doesn't shoot, and roaches don't shoot up either. So at this point he's looking pretty bad. He starts building a spore crawler. It's under there, under the mutalisk flock. There we go. There it is. It's a bit too late. If we had a couple up before I'd actually got there, he probably would have been in a bit of a better position. But then again, I did have 20 mutalisks by this point, not all of which were here. As you can see, they were probably back here somewhere. There you go. There's a couple there. There's 5 there. Is there any up here? Yeah, there's some here as well. There's 2 there. So, I'd got this droned up pretty nicely. I had an absolute trust fund because I didn't know how to spend it. I didn't get enough gas. That's what it was. I think as well is because I wasn't losing enough. I know it sounds really weird, but like, you can play against the computer all the time and you can try and macro up as well as you can, but at the end of the day you're always going to have, you're not going to lose as much as, say, when you're playing a good player. So you could attack and you'll lose a load of units, and then you can attack again and you'll keep rebuilding it. But in this game, you're always like, say I'm against a worse player like this guy. I'm not saying he's really bad, I'm just saying he's slightly worse than me. I didn't lose enough units to constantly be rebuilding stuff, if you can understand that. I had a lot of drones as well, which is another thing. I don't know how to control my economy that well, but as there was at points where I had enough units to do what I wanted to do, and I didn't really need any more. I was just building some because I had that money. I didn't really know what else to do with it. I expanded again, but then that made it even worse. I got more and more money that I couldn't spend. I think my understanding with Zerg is you take expansions for the gas, not the minerals, which is what I was doing. I wasn't building the extractors as soon as I expanded. I was mining all those minerals, and I was building roaches and mutalisks, which obviously take gas. So I think I need to adjust my play a little bit, put more drones in gas than I did at the moment, and I'll see, try and keep on top of my money. Obviously I didn't have any upgrades in this game whatsoever. That was obviously a really bad thing. I'm still getting used to Zerg, so I'm trying to keep it pretty simple, going in without many upgrades, just like, swarming them, which is kind of what Zerg is meant to be doing, but obviously I could have had a lot of upgrades with the amount of money I had. So yeah, that was a look at another ZVZ for me. It turned out really well, I think, and I'm improving slightly. I think I prefer Zerg to any other race I've ever played, like the other two. I'm not a big fan, but Zerg I can see myself getting a bit better at, maybe getting out of Bronze League at some point in probably the distant future, but yeah, the future nonetheless. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye for now.